Hello, everyone. Once again, I am the Aries, coming at you with another quite infrequent video. As usual, there will be no structure, which probably is a mistake, but it is what it is. Let's see. What do I want to start with? Oh, wait. That's why I come out with a game plan. Oh, well. Anyway, and this one especially goes, well, to people who are going to listen, but more importantly, to people in the future, to a generation in the future, some years from now. I'm sure that you're all reading your history books. You know that this was a chaotic, tumultuous period in American history, human history. And I'm sure you all understand that it's because of the election of one Donald J. Trump. And you're probably wondering, what the hell were you people thinking? It's so obvious. This is not someone who needs to lead, especially America. Now, I don't know what exactly will come from his presidency. I mean, I'm here and now and everything. Things have yet to play out for me. However, I don't imagine too many fun times coming. And I'm reminded of the day after his election. There was an energy about, you felt hopelessness. You felt despair. And it wasn't just me, it was a lot of us. You felt like, what can we do? This madman won the presidency. He won the Senate, the House. He's got all the power. Yes, Trump may not make it this whole 4-year term. I mean, he is, 80, something like that. However, the true concern comes from those people who are coming behind him. Those people who he's put in positions of power. His team, so to speak. And his Republican enablers. I cannot stress enough that the true threat, Trump is Trump. You understand what you're getting with Trump. A crook. A boastful jackass. Sexual predator. You understand these things. But the true threat comes from those people who stood behind him, who wanted him in this position of power. Those people who are manipulating him. Because he's in his ego. People like that are easily manipulated. All they do is hang around a bunch of sycophants. And those people are the real threat. This Project 2025 that Republicans want, it's not something the divine wants for this earth. Why? Because it does not promote freedom. It does not promote love. It is not for humans. It's for corporations. It's for that 1%. That 1% who owns 99% of the wealth. That's a problem. But people voted in Trump regardless. Now, I could sit there and say, oh, they're probably the worst of the worst and everything like that. And in a lot of cases, that's true. However, that's not all the cases. Some people weren't going to vote for Kamala Harris for all kinds of reasons. One, she's black. And yes, I understand you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, what about Obama? Okay, well, one person out of how many presidents before? 44, 43, something like that. And then two, you always heard people talking down to him, trying to marginalize him because of his race. Now, Kamala Harris is black as well. But it gets worse for these people because she's a woman. And there are quite a few people who would never vote for a woman. And I say this as someone who, and I had a conversation with someone, family member, turns out a Trump supporter, whatever, but he kept going on and on and on about it. Yeah, the whole macho, oh, I'm not going to sit there and follow some woman. Oh, the Bible this, the Bible that, blah, blah, blah. And I think that Latino men as well had a problem voting for a woman. Now, of course, uh, you're going to have your typical racist white guy and everything. He's not going to vote for a woman. Which boggles my mind. I mean, there's nothing, what is the problem with a woman in leadership? There shouldn't be one. If you think of all the problems in this world, if they're the result of all the leadership, then you have to sit there and say that maybe a man shouldn't be in power because all these problems were not started by women. How many of today's problems, how many wars have been started because of women, that women started? Not one comes to mind. Well, not one comes to mind. And if one or two did come to mind, that number would pale in comparison to the bullshit that man has done. But yet and still, I'm not going to vote for women. Women are just too emotional. Never mind you have someone like Trump who's sitting there generating an energy of fear, spreading it. That's his emotion, fear. I'd rather have someone who had the emotion of love in their words and not fear. But that's not what you've got with Trump. That's not what you've gotten with the whole patriarchy. And I don't like to use buzz terms like this, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. So I was having this conversation. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, to those in the future, you'll probably come across accounts of people talking to their Trump family members or friends or people in the community. And you'll understand, but talking to these people is just the worst. They're angry. And they are angry. The day after he won, you would expect, oh, I'm happy. But no, in their anger, in their arguments, nothing but anger. We own the libs. We told you libs. You know, oh, well, too bad, libs. Yeah. And it's the same with these people, you know. And I don't know. I think a lot of people will distance themselves from their family members, from their friends who voted for Trump, because voting for Trump says that, you know what, I don't really care about this group of people right here. I don't really care about justice. I wouldn't want to deal with those people. Now, family, you can only do so much for family, but what you can do is limit your contact. And rest assured, I intend to limit contact with anybody that I can't cut out completely. I intend to limit contact with these people because they've enabled what's to come by not thinking, by not caring, by being blinded. They want their cheap gas and they're willing to excuse a lot of shit. Never mind the fact that if you nationalize oil, you could have had your cheap gas. But that 1% doesn't want that. They'll sit there and say, oh, that's communist or that's socialism, blah, blah, blah. Hey, these resources belong to the world, to the people of the world. And governments should use them for the benefit of the people. But, I don't know. Something about today's people, something about today's world is different. It's changed. And I say this is almost 5 decades of life, but it's different. There's an energy in this air that's just, there's a hopeless feel about it. You know, I've not experienced the energy of hopelessness since awakening. 2019, I guess it was. I've not experienced that feeling. But I experienced it the day after that election. And again, I talked to a lot of people on a lot of platforms, and this energy was pervasive. So I know it wasn't just me, collective energy, world's energy, despair, hopelessness. And it got to me for a little bit. But then I thought, I'm in this world. I've got to do something. Or some things have got to happen. And then I thought, there's no point in feeling hopeless. There's no point in feeling anger. I mean, anger at the situation, yes, but anger at people, disappointment. But anger, no, unless the most egregious people, the most egregious Trump voters, the money worshippers, the Elon Musk, oh my God, don't get me started on Elon Musk. How in the world do you expect somebody who sits the richest man in the world, the 1%, and he's going on and on and on with a little diatribe about this, that, and the other. We need to have more kids. I want to get to Mars. Well, he didn't say he was a chosen one. That was Trump who said that, but he's another person who's in his ego. Now, you may have think he won. You may have think Trump won. And Trump won the election, sure. However, the world will win in the end. It was always going to be a matter of rebuilding. You're not going to rebuild to a structure that's already built. Some things have to crumble. Some things have to fall apart. Just take off the band-aid. Take off the band-aid. And that's what this election is doing. It's taking off the band-aids. It's laying bare what people are about. I mean, the easy way or the hard way, one way or another, the world is going to get remade. The easy way would be everybody just snap out of it, come to their senses. Hey, stop hating everyone. Say, stop marginalizing people. Stop ostracizing people. Understand that everyone has a right to exist. Everyone has a right to be seen. Everyone has a right to be represented. Everyone has a right to live, to love who they want. If everybody just realized the truth, things will be perfect tomorrow. Or, not perfect tomorrow, but the world will be a much better place instantly. But, you know how man goes. You know how humanity is. So, what I imagine is probably going to have war. Probably going to have conflict. You're going to have strife. But there's this one thing I read in a book, and you know me, I talk about awakening speech all the time. Certain esoteric truths were hidden in the works of science fiction. The Truman Show was specific. The movie The Truman Show was specifically mentioned, and also there's a link between art and creativity and spiritual power. So one of the clues that my soul put here in this life is in works of fiction. The books that I've read, the shows that I've watched, the movies I've watched, all bits of clues. And there's this one quote, and I usually understand it, know that something is more truth in it than just somebody doing it. There's truth to the soul in it. Is if it resonates with me. If it's one of those things that I've always remembered. And one quote from this book that I've always remembered is, evil turns in upon itself. All the bullshit people, they're going to turn on one another. Because they're bullshit people, and that's what bullshit people do. So, on the one hand, you let these people sit there and mess it up for themselves, but You provide a safe space for everyone else. You protect who you can. You bring in who you can. And the rest, distance yourself with them. There's no point in letting bullshit energies intrude upon your peace of mind. So, I should probably name the cards that have fallen out in no particular order because this is not a structured reading, video, whatever. We have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Make it up what you will. Oh, by the way, the decks I'm using are Spellcasters, Rider-Waite, and the Manga Tarot. I'm also using the Archangel Power Tarot card Oracle deck. Oracle cards and traditional tarot. A lot of cards. Then I have shuffled the cards beforehand. Shuffle them a little bit on camera. With the intention of, for whatever I'm going to speak on this video. Which, as I've mentioned before, I'm not quite certain. Anyway, where was I? A litmus test. So you're saying to yourself, okay, I mean, what are going to be the key issues that decide a lot of things about what's going to happen? Obviously, I can tell you, racism, there's a price for that. You see the price of imperialism. Russia is trying to take over Ukraine because of greed and because Putin is another jackass in his ego with delusions of grandeur. The Tsar has no clothes over there. But one thing I want to make a special note for. Now, I've said before, the divine is here for the LGBT, but specifically I want to sit there and say the divine is here for transgender people. And I have to sit there and single this group out because they are being targeted and bullied. And no one is standing up. Now, why is this? Well, mainly because of religion. As there's so many problems in this world, the Abrahamic religions particularly. And then you have cultural bullshit. Then you have misogyny type thinking, misogynistic type thinking. You know, and it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous how this group is just being targeted. And that's going to be a litmus test. I mean, those countries who hate transgender people, who refuse to even try to pay attention, to try to understand that they're not trying to be anything they're not, they're just trying to be themselves. Everyone has masculine and feminine energies in the body, in the spirit, in the soul. In the soul, these things are equal. When we incarnate in this life, it's kind of like an RPG. You put so many hit points, so many masculine hit points in this area, so many in that area, so many feminine hit points in this part of your life, so many in that part of life. Now, it should all balance out ultimately in the end. You know, but some people have a feminine spirit housed in a masculine body. Some people have a masculine spirit housed in a feminine body. Some people, there's a energetic mix. And I get that people have this thing about, oh, well, there are only two genders and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Humanity, there are only two energies. How these energies end up being in a person various ways. And there's nothing wrong with that. Variety of humanity. You know, but some people want to take it like, oh, well, this skin color means that I'm better than you. Or this body part says that I'm better than that. I'm better than them. enough. Enough is enough is enough. Leave people alone. Leave the trans community alone. Because the common denominator between all these groups, between every single group, is that we're all humans. But yet still, we're not acting like we're humans. We're not acting like we're the same. We're acting like we're different. And it's ridiculous. Leave people alone. Let them live their lives. And if you don't understand it, then please talk to someone who could try to enlighten you a little bit. You'll see that. And I don't know. I was watching this app, TV shows lately, and there's always some comments. Oh, I'm tired of this gay shit. Oh, no, this is woke shit. Blah 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 blah. And I wonder about these people. You're so bothered by other people that you put your name, so to speak, out there. Hey, I'm opposed to this group being themselves, or just because one group is being represented does not mean that it's an insult to you. Everyone deserves to be seen. Everyone deserves to be represented. Everyone. I don't care about your color. I don't care about your sex. I don't care about your orientation. I don't care if you're trans or not. And you should, and people shouldn't either. Because it's a superficial difference. What the common denominator is that we're all living a human life. It's just ridiculous. People are ridiculous. To those in the future, people in this time are ridiculous. Now, maybe they've always been ridiculous, but right now, it's just stupid. People in their bullshit hatreds. Knight of Swords fell out. Also the moon. Damn it. And Judgment. Oh, and we do have a Oracle card. Three of Michael. Release the past, it will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. And time will heal this. But again, the easy way or the hard way. We can make it so much easier if we all just stop the hatred, stop the bullshit, stop the animosity. But humans being humans, we'll see how it goes. But I do know one thing. Divine is not going to sit there and tolerate this, because people are screaming for justice in this world. Souls are screaming for justice. It's gotten so bad now that you hear about the conspiracy people, depopulation, blah blah blah. These groups, they at least they want a small population. I've got a different take on that. My understanding is that souls don't want to be born on this earth. And why would they? You see how it's set up. You can't be different. You can't love who you want to love. You can't live in peace. Why? Because of other bullshit. Other bullshit because of bullshit people and bullshit institutions. In religion, I'm on Reddit, social media platform, popular today, and I'm on Reddit a lot. And I don't know. It's just, well, actually, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but wonder if I can edit that out. Who am I kidding? I've never edited one of these videos. We'll just, oh, speaking of videos, shout out to Flowers from Telling Stewart. Go check her channel out. Flowers, if you're paying attention, feel free to put your link to your channel in the comments. Now back to the message. The one that I forgot. Uh, Reddit. So I'm on Reddit, and you hear how people think. Which is one good thing I like about social media. You hear about how people are thinking, what they're thinking. Uh, and one of the discussions lately is some guy, I don't know, who said, well, look, we all need to come together, we all need each other, blah, 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 blah. And there's nothing wrong with that message per se, except that do you really need negative people in your life? Or do you want negative people in your life? You can't reason with somebody who votes for someone who's putting in corrupt billionaires, someone who's corrupt himself. I mean, he should have been put in jail a long time ago. But powers that be, the elites that he says he's against but really is a part of, they kept him out of trouble. This Republican Party, they kept him out of trouble. We would not be having this trouble now had the Republican Party stopped trying to play with fire. Stop trying to deal with the devil. Stop trying to use someone to get their agenda put in place, especially if your agenda is a Project 2025 variety. And you hear talk now about people having problems. Trump people crying about how they've lost their family members, how they've lost their friends. I understand why they have. Who wants to deal with that kind of bullshit? Who wants? A lot of these people voted for Trump, but yet and still they wouldn't deal with somebody like Trump in their real lives. But they would sit there and have him in charge, put him in power. Why? He's not a good. He's not even a good businessman. Failed businesses after failed business. The way he tried to sell his little American Bible, reinventing the Bible, made in China, overselling it, overcharging people for it, the whole NFT schemes. The man's an opportunist. And people who sit there and support him a lot of times are opportunists as well. I was talking about my family member that I was talking to, and he's a proud Trump. Well, he's the type who would never vote for a woman anyway. Even though he's a womanizer, legit womanizer. But he's saying the only thing that Trump might do that he wouldn't like is mess up Social Security. But yet and still, you put someone like this in charge. Self-sabotage. What's that expression going on these days? Liberating faces. And that's essentially what you have here. I'm going to vote for someone that's not in my best interest just to spite this group. Or I'm going to do it because I feel this other group shouldn't be represented. It has got to stop. It is going to stop. One way or another. The easy way or the hard way. That choice is up to us. So I'm not feeling hopeless now. I mean, I don't see fun times ahead. I don't. But ultimately, I have to be okay because I understand that things have to crumble. Things have to crumble before you can start rebuilding. And you have to clear away the rubble. Can't build a new foundation upon rubble. And I think now that's what's happening. Oh, cards that fell out. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. I guess I should get another one. Five of Michael. Well, Michael's being chatty today. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. Well, this situation definitely doesn't serve me, and I don't think it serves anyone. But you can't fight fire with fire. You can't be like an eye for an eye. You can't treat people like they treated you. But you can cut them loose. You can limit contact. And focus on self and focus on everyone else. The world's not... the world is okay. It's just that the worst part about this world are people. And I hate to sit there and say it this way, but it is true. But if you gotta cut people out of your lives, you do. Because you have to worry about your peace of mind. And if there's one thing I could say, and I guess I probably need to wrap this up. If there's one thing I can say is, ask the divine to intercede. Ask him to provide justice. Be a lightning rod, an energetic lightning rod, as it were. Be a conduit for the divine's justice. All you have to do, put some of your energy. Try to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. Try to get a feeling of the wrongness that's been done to them. And ask for the divine to intervene. Ask for justice. Now, I say this as someone who's done this. And where I've turned my gaze, I've seen things. Oh, you can also probably check my bullshit Twitter account, which I'm not on these days. But I did leave it up there because I'm not going to delete what I've said. You know, I understand that a lot of things that we talk about is going to be important for the future, more so than here and now. No one's really watching these videos now, but I know in the future, people will. And so that's one of the reasons I keep making videos. World's not perfect. World's not meant to be perfect. The world is in a bad place right now. But things aren't hopeless. We aren't helpless. Things will turn around. How? When? I don't know. But then again, I don't have to know that things will get better. So just don't give up hope. As my friend Evie would say, we either live in love or we live in fear. I'd rather live in love. I'd rather this world live in love. And that's why I'll ask the divine to bring in justice. Even if it's going to be rough for the rest of us. You do it for the future. You do it for those who come behind you. Two of Swords just came out as well. Well, just pull Two of Swords. So let me conclude. I am not take. Oh well, that I will take. Two of Cups, and I could take the rest of these, I suppose. The Eight of Cups, the Chariot, Temperance, and the Ace of Swords. Now, hopefully, those in the future. Tarot is becoming more and more mainstream, accessible, used. So I'll let you decide how these cards fit. Now for my favorite part of the video. Can I get one card, one cool card, a cool, cool, cool card to go out on? One cool card. Okay. We have the Fool. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said one cool card per deck. Can I get one cool card per deck? Should I stop now? Maybe, but I do like to draw cards. Oh, two came out. Oh, I should not take. Those are not cool cards, deck. We have the Four of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Okay, one last card to go out on. Something to... Two of Swords. Well, I know when to say when, I guess. Thanks a lot, cards. Oh, okay. Ten of Cups. But that's for in the future, I guess. So, in the meantime, to those listening today, thank you for tuning in. To those listening in the future, this is where we're at. This current period in time right now. That's kind of what's going on. We'll get there. This world will be better. But until then, I am the Aries, and I was here.